What's up, everyone? Victoria here with PopCulture.com. Today, we've got another episode of Pop Culture at Home, and I am talking with the talented Michael Ray. Michael, hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. Doing well. Taking it a day at a time, right? It's been a wild year.
All 8 months of it.
I know. We were just talking about that. Remember when we thought it was going to be for 3 weeks, and here we are.
Yeah. I'm riding back on the bus from Connecticut. It was our last show. Well, wasn't supposed to be our last show, but ended up being our last show. Yeah. And the guys and I were like, 14 days, well, what are you going to do with your 14 days? How are we going to, you're going to stay at the house? You're going to try to go, go isolate in a cabin, something. And then I'm glad we had no idea, though.
We thought it was going to be a quick vacation, and here we are, still stuck at home. Listen, you've got some music out for us, which is very exciting. Love your song, Whiskey and Rain. We're going to get to that here in just a second. But I do want to check in with you and see how you're doing. Quarantine's been a challenging year, and especially for artists who are used to being on the road like 24/7. Now you guys are kind of bound to home and bound to doing things virtually. How have you been through all of this?
It's been tough. I think that for me, at least, and I think for all of us, I think that, you get used to being on the road. You get used to connecting with the fans every weekend. You get used to being on the go, that's just your life. And then all of a sudden that's completely gone. Yeah. And so I think we're all gotten real creative on ways to connect. And I mean, in a weird way, I guess, thank God it happened this year and not in 2010,
when we didn't have FaceTime or Zoom.
Yeah, so I think everybody's gotten real creative, but I think when we do get back out, I think fans are going to get probably some of the best music from everybody. I think everybody's really just been reflective and writing and just kind of so geared up for what it's going to be like when we get out, and get back to normal. That I think fans are going to be in for a lot of really, really great music coming from a lot of different artists.
Yeah. Have you done anything kind of quirky with your time? Like people were like into puzzles the first 3 weeks. Some people did some home projects.
I did a puzzle, but then puzzles, I feel like you work so hard and then you destroy it. And so I don't understand I guess it's the time spent with whoever you're doing the puzzle with. But yeah, I jumped on the puzzle train for a minute. I try to think if there's anything different. I feel like a lot of people were gardening. I didn't jump onto that though.
Yeah.
But no. I don't know if I did anything. I don't know if I brought any new different hobbies, I guess.
Yeah. Just wrote some songs for the rest of us to enjoy, right?
It's been in the studio, so.
Well, Whiskey and Rain. I love this. I love the song. I love the sound of it. I feel like it has an old school country feel. And I think we're losing so much of that. The lyrics are deep. You've got a lot going on with the lyrics. Kind of tell us the meaning behind it. What was the inspiration and what fans can look forward to?
Yeah, Whiskey and Rain, we felt like was the perfect insight for this new record. Making this record, going back to my roots on this record, just really focusing a lot on what brought me to Nashville, what made me want to get into country music as a kid, in Florida. So we wanted to take those songs and conjoin them with today. And what would that be like if we took, a song from the 80s, song from the 90s, that type of feel that inspired me to pick up a guitar, inspired a lot of us to move to Nashville. But if that song came out today, and so Whiskey and Rain, as soon as we heard it, we're like, this embodies everything that we're wanting to go, and the direction we're wanting to go in this record. And I felt like it was, like I said, a great insight to fans on what this whole record is going to be, which is that feel and that sound of those nostalgic songs, but today. And what I loved about Whiskey and Rain is it does have deep lyrics to it, and it does have a good story to it. And it's just about, going through stuff. And sometimes you just got to go through it, weather the storm. And I love it. I love the fact that it kind of has two different meanings to it too. It's go through it. Sometimes you got to sit at the house, pour whiskey, just hear the rain and go through it. But know that tomorrow's a new day and you got a brand new 24 to be better than you were yesterday, so it's kind of has the two different meanings to it, to me at least. And I felt, like I said, it was just a great insight to the fans on what they can expect on the rest of this record.
Well, I was going to say, my next question for you was what is the feel of this next record going to be like? But it sounds like you're going to bring in old school with traditional plus super meaningful lyrics.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I am, even at my happiest, I love sad country songs. So I'm just trying to figure out how to conjoin that with the happy beat, make it happen.
That's
But
interesting you say that. You're like, even at my happiest, I still like a good sappy country song. I feel like that's how people feel about country music. When you hear a sad country song, it's still like, it's just good to listen to, like happy or sad.
it is, I think it's just because everybody's gone through, something in their life that has, caused them some sort of, I don't know, heartbreak or, just kind of sad. And I don't know if it's just listening to somebody else's problems make you feel like yours aren't that bad, but I don't know. I don't know what it is, but
Why do you think we watch half the reality shows that we do? It makes us feel better about our life.
Yeah, our families aren't that bad if you watch Housewives or the Kardashians.
Yeah, right? Exactly. So you did say that you wanted to bringing, how do I phrase this question? I feel like I have 5 questions in one. You want to bring an old school country sound back. I read in a quote that you said, where do you stand on country going a little bit poppier these days? Because it seems like it's heading in that direction pretty quickly.
I mean, I think you're hearing a lot of music that's inspired by a lot of, or the artists that you're hearing their influences. And a lot of us grew up in the 90s, and a lot of us grew up with the 90s was such a great era for all music, not just, it was, country, punk rock. I mean, hip hop was everything was just thriving, everything was huge. So, I think that everybody does their thing. And I think, I'm grateful for it, honestly, because I think when, you get an FGL going and doing a song with BB Rexa, well, odds are people that are listening to BB Rexa probably don't know who the hell we are. A lot of us are. So when FGL does something like that, or somebody does a mashup with somebody in the pop world or that crossover, all that does is opening up our fan base to so many other people that haven't heard everybody else, So I'm grateful for it. I think those collaborations been going for a long time, and I think country music is the lyric and the honesty of it, and my type of country music is more of that traditional sound. So that's how I view country music, and some people view it a little more poppy, I guess. But
yeah.
I say do your thing and just be honest and real with it,
Well, give us a timeline, Michael. When can we expect more music? We're already ready for the next one.
Well, they're coming so good. We don't have a date on the album yet. We're kind of in the middle of deciding on, do a full album, do an EP, where we want to go with. We had 6 songs cut already. So right now the main focus is obviously Whiskey and Rain and getting that to radio and out to all the streaming world and out to everybody. So that's our main focus. And then once that gets going, I'll be able to answer that question a little better, I guess. But we got more music coming for sure. So be ready.
What's next for you? I know that this year has been a little challenging, and I know that we're kind of still figuring out the whole concert deal. Do we keep it virtual? Do we do small crowds that are spaced out? What's next for you on the books?
Hopefully getting back out on the road next year. We don't have any shows this year, but everything got pulled. But I think just focusing on this record and trying to figure out what that, like you said, what that is for next year. My buddy said this the other day, and it made so much sense. He goes, everybody's saying 2021, like it's just all going away, and I'm like, man, you're right. Like, we don't know when we're going back out on the road. Like, it's not like, hey, February 1st, everybody's back to cooking, we're good to go. So I wish I had a better answer on when we're going to go out, but right now focusing on that and whatever that is going to be.
Well, because again, we joked earlier how we thought it was going to be for 3 weeks, and then here we are. Because people really do think that it's going to all go away after 2020, and it's like, is it really though?
I hope January 1st just disappears, but fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Well, Michael, you are amazing. You're so talented. We absolutely love you. Whiskey and Rain is amazing. So thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it.
Hey, I appreciate your time. Thank you. Y'all be safe.
Everyone, for more on Michael Ray and your other favorite country music singers, make sure you keep it right here at popculture.com.